As we continue to work and improve our vocabulary comprehension, I thought it would be fun to begin this lesson with a little game. So let's look at some words and see if we can determine the meaning just based on the word that's being used. Address. What does the word address mean? Well, are we talking about somebody's address where they live, the location of their home or their business? Or are we talking about addressing someone, speaking to them? Which one is it? What about bark? Well, I'm sure the first thing that comes to mind is the sound that a dog makes. But could it also mean the outer layer of a tree? Kind. Well, does it mean types of something? Or does it mean a feeling of compassion towards someone, how we treat someone? Pound. Once again, we have a word that automatically, the first thing that comes to mind is a measure of weight. But if we have any UFC fans out there who know the term pound from the ground and pound move, when one fighter gets on top of the other and just starts waylaying on the other guy, what does it mean? Is it one or the other? And finally, tire. Are we talking about the part of a wheel? Or are we talking about that feeling of fatigue that we get after working? So, what's the deal? What do these words mean? Well, what if I were to tell you that each definition that we brought up relates to that word? Yes, it could mean either one of those. There are words that have multiple definitions. So when we're reading or writing, which definition do we use? In this lesson, we are going to talk about homonyms. And homonyms are a broad application of word types where we have specific words that could have multiple definitions, or maybe words that have different spellings and could mean a multitude of things. But it's going to depend on how the word is being used to determine the meaning. Homonyms come in one of three types. First, homophones. Homophones are words that sound alike, but they have different meanings. Oftentimes these words could be spelled differently. The second classification of homonyms are what are known as homographs. These are words that are spelled the same, but they have different meanings. In some cases, they could even be pronounced differently. And then finally, we have homonyms, which these words will possess characteristics of homophones and homographs. So we can have words that have the same spelling, that do sound alike, and have different meanings. So we refer to all three as homonyms just as a broad classification, but homonyms are made up, as you can see, of three separate categories: homophones, homographs, and homonyms. So let's take a moment and look at some examples of each of these individually. First, let's talk about homophones. Remember, these are words that sound alike, but they have different meanings. Let's look at the words on the left and see if we can match them with the definitions on the right. So we will start with the word accept. What does accept mean? Well, if we are accepting something, then we are going to receive something willingly. What about accept? Here, they sound alike, they're spelled differently. The word accept is a term of exclusion. That's when we would say that, you know, I love every topping on a pizza except for onions. What about break? Well, B-R-A-K-E, of course, refers to the ability to stop something from moving. So it is a device for stopping. Break, B-R-E-A-K, is in reference to doing what? Well, it could mean, you know, just taking a break from something. But in this case, we have tear something up. So if we break something, we're destroying it, tearing it up, breaking it in half. Past, P-A-S-S-E-D. Past refers to going past something, going beyond something. Passing third grade, passing fourth grade, we've gone beyond those grades. In this case, past means we've gone beyond something. Past, P-A-S-T, is in reference to time. It refers to time that has gone by. Your and your. Y-O-U-R is talking about something that belongs to you. So your is in reference to belonging to you. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E is a contraction of you are. And now we get to my favorites. Two, two, and two, there, and there. T-O, to, means to go to something, to go toward something. T-O-O is when you would say, hey, I like chocolate too. Also, very. So anytime we are saying that we like something as well, or if we say that something is just too spicy or too sweet, that means that it's very spicy, very sweet. T-W-O, of course, is a number. Their, T-H-E-I-R, is a term of possession, meaning belonging to them. There, T-H-E-R-E, of course, is a word that means, hey, it's over there. So we're referencing a location. In other words, we are saying that it is in that place. And then finally, there, T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E, we have another contraction, and that means contraction of they are. These especially you need to be careful of. It's quite common to see, and especially in text messages, on social media, that these get interchanged all the time. Now it could be an autocorrect issue, but we want to make sure that we pay close attention to when we use these specific words to make sure that we're using the right one.